Hey folks, Mac T here, and I just got into Indiana and we're heading to Fort Wayne, Indiana on our drive, but ultimately we'll end up in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Right, girls?
Yeah!
Yeah! So they're going to look at the groundhog, but at Fort Wayne tomorrow morning, I'm going to go and knock on their door and see if they'll talk to me a bit about oil testing, and that'll be something I hope to have, if they let me. I don't know. I haven't planned it. It's all spur of the moment, so they may tell me to pack sand, but hey, we'll see what they say and go from there. But either way, we are going to surprise Kevin Messner in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, his wife, his kids, his boss. A lot of us know, except him. He is clueless on this, so we're going to go ahead and surprise him Saturday morning with a Facebook Live, which you guys will have already seen. Talk to you later. Welcome back, folks. Mac T, and we have the Blackstone Laboratory video. That's right. Went to Blackstone Labs, and they are in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I was on a trip to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania to visit some members and decided to swing on by somewhat unannounced. I did call and say I was going to stop by and went in. I did not get paid for this. It's all on my own nickel. But I went through the lab, introduced myself to the owner, second generation, and talked to him. And he gave us a full breakdown of the oil testing and how everything works. So I hope you learn how this video helps you determine whether you want to send an oil sample into Blackstone Labs, and of course help find out whether or not your engine is in good shape, because they're a great lab and they can help you out with this endeavor and make sure that your oil in your engine are in good shape after every use. So without further ado, I do also want to make a shout out to Buck Newbie. That's right, Buck Newbie YouTube channel. I'll put the link down below to his channel. He is nearly at the point where he can monetize his channel. He just needs a few more subscribers, and then he has the minutes to go with it, so he can monetize his channel, and that would greatly help him out because he makes Ford Edge repair videos also. So go to his channel, check out his videos, and subscribe and like his videos. That's right, help him out. Big shout out to Buck Newbie. So I want you all to help him out. And with that, we're going to go to the Blackstone Lab video right now. Some old oil cans there. Nice little collection. Jim Stark, founder of Blackstone Laboratories.
Hello, I'm Ryan Stark, president of Blackstone Laboratories.
And this is Dad or Grandpa?
That's my father, Jim Stark.
Father. He founded it all here.
Yep.
So
1985.
1985. So been around for a little while then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How many samples you guys run, say, a month?
Oh, in a month we do several thousand.
Several thousand?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and you're going to give me a little tour around here then.
Yep.
And see what Blackstone does when your oil sample comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So the samples come in here and they're put in order.
Yep. We basically unpack them and see who's sending them in, line them up to be stamped in and processed throughout the day, and stamp a lab number to them.
Now, how many of these samples come in that have like a gazillion amount of feet of tape and everything else on them?
Oh, we get a fair amount of those. Yeah, there's some that they go wild on the tape, but most of them just are packaged in a regular container with just the lid screwed on. So
I do know that I did a video on how to properly package that on YouTube for my channel, so that people wouldn't go nuts.
All right.
So maybe I helped you out in that endeavor.
All right.
I don't know if I did,
Okay.
but hopefully we saved the world of a lot of tape too, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
sure.
where does it go for the next step?
So from here, we take it into the lab.
All right.
So this is where we process the oil samples. All the basically every sample gets 4 tests. We do a spectral examination, which is that machine. ICP spectrometer, it stands for inductively coupled plasma.
Okay.
We inject the oil into there. Plasma's about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, so it burns completely.
Wow. Incinerates it, huh?
Yes. And the optical side of the machine will produce a wavelength of light that then can tell you what elements are present in the oil.
And this just draws the samples out to put into the machine now.
Yes. So Teledyne Lehman Labs makes it. They make a with a nice spectrometer. Basically, all we've been running.
What is the error rate on this machine then?
Error rate?
Does it have like an error rate to it? Because there's some people ask, well, it's plus or minus, or what does it do?
Well,
that go?
this thing, you know, it's pretty much basically how well it operates depends on how well you maintain it and what kind of standards you feed it. You can take this machine, we read in the part per million range, which
Okay.
is pretty small, but you can take this exact same machine and read lead in drinking water down to the parts per billion level.
Oh, okay. Because
So-
I have seen some reports that have stated parts per billion. But at that point,
Probably
is it worth
probably wouldn't
it?
be an oil analysis report. I mean,
No.
I've never seen any oil analysis company report parts per billion.
Yeah, well, it's probably some of the other exposure rates I'm talking about for other things, but
A lot of municipalities will have this machine set up to run water.
oh, okay,
Water, where they're looking for lead down in parts per billion. There's a limit.
okay.
15 parts per billion.
So this flame here is what is actually burning.
Yeah, it's actually an argon plasma.
Argon plasma.
Yeah, the machine takes argon gas and uses radio frequencies to excite the atoms in that gas to the state of a plasma.
Wow. Okay.
And that's what gets 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And we inject the oil sample in there, and that plasma burns everything completely. And from there, when it burns, it produces a wavelength of light over here that the optical side of the machine can read. And
Then we get our oil test results as far as the parts per million
Yep.
and whatever it is that it's set up to measure, which happens to be all the metals, the detergents and
additives,
anti-wear additives, and
silicon,
everything.
contaminant like that, sodium and potassium, show you
Well,
antifreeze.
I know the biggest thing with the Duratec is the water pump. So a lot of people do the oil testing for anything that would indicate coolant within the oil, because that's the first step to determine whether or not your 3.5 or 3.7 Duratec, the water pump is failing. Because when it fails, it dumps into the oil pan.
Okay.
So, you know, and you've pointed that out on a couple of samples for my members, that hey, you're starting to get up there. But sure enough, they changed the water pump out and took care of the problem. Saved them a whole engine.
Good.
So,
finding antifreeze contamination is something that oil analysis was developed for.
Yeah.
We generally can see it really well.
And
a lot earlier, we see it so early that you can fix those problems before they cause any excess wear in the engine and things like that.
That's great. And as far as the other testing goes, you do this machine here, right? And is there another machine you do, or?
Yeah, well, we do 4 main tests on the oil. So this is the primary one, but we also do a viscosity and a flashpoint test. They're physical tests on the oil itself.
Okay, if the viscosity goes up for the SUS or the CST, if the number goes higher, the oil is becoming thicker. It's getting thicker. And if the numbers drop lower, it's starting to get thinned out, like as, say, what would affect that? Fuel?
Yep, fuel dilution is the main thing.
Fuel dilution is a big thing.
And yeah, that's something that oils shouldn't really change when you draw them out of the bottle, but they do occasionally. And then contamination, usually what causes that. Although if an oil gets run for an extremely long period of time, you'll have the oil become thickened because of that. Things like oxidation will thicken the oil.
Okay, long. That's where we start getting that conventional oil varnish on the engine. It starts thickening up, starts getting tacky and sticky and
things like that. So
yeah, okay. So we don't want to see it thicken up. That's going to be engine varnish indication. Whereas thinning is essentially a fuel contamination. So I found that out. So they put these in these bulbs here, I guess is what it is?
Yeah, this is the actual correct name for this is kinematic viscosity bath.
Okay.
And so...
What is the chemical, I guess, or what is it that they're suspended in?
Oh, that's just white oil.
Okay.
And so it's an oil bath.
Is it just basic mineral oil?
Yeah, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's actually got a little bit of anti-oxidation additive in it, so it doesn't turn brown.
And he's filling those bulbs up to see how far they flow through, or?
You draw the oil up to a certain point on the bulb. Let me show you real quick, Justin. Then you time how long it takes to go from the top line down to the bottom line.
Oh, okay. So this person doing this test has to have a lot of patience? Because they have to wait?
Yeah.
So you're a patient guy is what we're saying.
Yes.
The most patient guy at Blackstone Labs right here, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, some oils take a long time. These are all engine oils, mostly a couple diesels and some gas engine oils.
Imagine the diesels take longer.
Yeah.
They're thicker.
Yeah, most of these oils will flow through that bulb in anywhere from a minute to 3 minutes. We do a lot of aircraft oils that tend to take a long time, so those will take 3 to 4 minutes a lot of times. Some of the real thick, heavy gear oils that we do will go even longer.
Now, will the esters in the PAO Group 4 or 5 oils flow faster, generally, than your Group 3?
No, they don't test any different in any of these tests. We can't identify basically synthetic oils. Sometimes we can see them if they have a different additive package. Oils like Redline, some of them have a real distinct additive package, so we can identify them based on what additives show up in the spectrometer.
Okay. But yeah, there's always been a discussion on group oils, and you know, everybody's like, well, is a PAO better than an ester? And I basically discovered that you can't use an all PAO, you can't use an all ester, because each one has its strength and weakness as far as absorbing chemical additives for anti-wear and everything else, because one will absorb it better than the other. So, you know, I always have that discussion with folks.
About when you say absorb, like
how they carry and suspend, how they carry and suspend. So it's always been a bone of contention, I guess you could say, for what. But I found that basically, I don't know, you can verify a good Walmart oil will work just about as good as anything else that's a name brand that costs more.
Well, Walmart doesn't make oil.
Warren, they buy it from Warren Distributing, right?
Yeah, and then Warren would buy it from a major oil blender.
Yeah.
Blend it, or they'll buy the base stock and then blend it up. So,
but
you can fill a warehouse with what I don't know about blending oils. So I'm more on the testing side.
Okay, so
the next test we do is the Flashpoint. This is called the Cleveland Open Cup Flashpoint test. Measures the volatility of the oil. So
this is where we find out how much fuel we have in it.
Yep, we use this to primarily identify fuel dilution. So he's looking for the point at which the vapors ignite. The one in the middle is getting ready to go.
It's smoking, so it's going to go, huh?
It doesn't take much. We're not actually looking for the thing to catch on fire, just the point at which the vapors ignite. Again, fuel's something to lower this. They're pretty much all oils out of the bottle have a certain flash point, and then when it gets a lot of fuel dilution, it'll lower it. and then how much lower it goes tells you how much fuel to press.
So, well, almost.
Yep, that was it.
That was it?
Yep.
Oh, you don't let him play, how you say, arsonist too much then? Just a little flash and that's it.
We don't really want him to catch fire. Gets everybody excited and the whole thing catches on fire.
Where's his fire extinguisher at? Oh, it's right behind him. So he's set. He's good.
We can also tell water if there's water contamination in the oil.
What does it do when it has water?
Well, when you put an oil that's got water in it into one of those hot Flashpoint cups, it'll crackle and sizzle.
Oh, okay. Oh, that stands to reason.
Kind of like bacon grease, you know.
Okay.
It's called the crackle test. So, and that's yes or no on oil, a positive or negative, down to about 500 parts per million.
Oh, he's going for it. He just sort of dumps in the oil and calls it a day then.
Yeah.
Now, how much of the sample of these bottles do you actually use during the whole process? The whole thing?
No, we can get by really with about half of the sample bottle. And we get more just because if we want to redo a test for some reason or another, it's nice to have extra oil.
Now, how long will you hold a sample to redo a test?
A week.
1 week. So if they don't like the results when they get them, they can say, hey, could you double check it, and then you'll rerun the test.
Yep.
Now, will this cost them again to rerun the test?
No.
Okay.
It's just part of what we do.
Okay, so that's good to know. That's information we didn't really know about here. So that's fantastic.
The last test of the four mains that we do is the Insolubles Test. And this is a centrifuge test where we take the oils and we take 5 milliliters of oil, mix it with 5 milliliters of petroleum ether. We shake it up, heat it up, run it in a centrifuge, and look at what kind of solids come out, and water too. So
maybe that's where I was thinking about the parts per billion for the particulate testing I saw on an oil sample. They went down to parts per billion on the particulates.
That wouldn't be with this test. This test would tell you the total solids in an oil by volume.
Okay.
So I'm not sure on the parts per billion that you were looking at.
I was looking at some tests and they were quoting a parts per billion, but I'm not sure exactly what. But it was on oil and it had the list of what they were looking for particulates for going through oil filters on the micron size.
Oh, you're thinking of particle count.
Yeah, the particle
that
count.
Machine right there.
Oh, okay. This is the particle count. Okay.
Yeah, so, and we don't do that on every oil. That's kind of a by request only. It'll tell you what sizes of particles are in the oil in the micron level and tell you how many.
Okay, that's what I was reading on that. And that was in parts per billion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
so how much would a test like that cost then?
That's an extra $15.
Extra $15 for that one? Okay.
But really that's done mostly on industrial oils. It was really designed for hydraulic oils in factories.
Okay.
If you go into a certain factory, certain machines will actually have ISO cleanliness limits on their oils, and this machine will tell you that. So they need to keep those oils extra clean. They might have servo valves and things in there that are real sensitive to particles. So this machine will tell you, it doesn't tell you what the particles are, but it'll tell you what sizes of particles are in there. And if you need to, if you test the oil, it exceeds that ISO range, you then need to filter your oil or change it, one or the other, to get it cleaner.
Okay. But this here definitely tells me what my insolubles are.
Yep.
And just detects that the insolubles are at a certain rate.
Yep.
As far as parts per billion.
There's a percentage.
It's a percentage.
Yeah, we give a percentage on this. So, and it's just a measure of total solids in the oil by volume, reporting it as a percentage.
Okay, and I see a standard 0.2 for all my testing I do, and I don't know if that's in relation to what my oil filter can do or anything else as far as sorting through that.
If you get insolubles on too high a level, then that can indicate that your oil filter's not doing its job. Either it's plugged up, or maybe the engine's oxidizing oil so fast that the oil filter can't keep up.
Okay.
One of those.
So a 0.2 is that considered a pretty good level?
That's a typical reading for most engines. I think
do you see anything different with different levels of filters, or are all filters pretty much doing the same job?
Really haven't seen anything bad out of any filters. Most of the time we don't get any information about what filters are being used.
Okay.
So we don't have a gauge of if there's a good filter or a bad filter out there.
Yeah, I use a Purelator Boss all the time,
just
to keep my testing consistent, so that when I do all the oil tests, I have one filter. That way I can take out that variable. The Purelator does the work across the board for all tests. So I can't say, well, the Motorcraft or the Fram or something like that gave me a different reading. So I just figure consistency is best. But
Purelator's a good name. Fram's good. You know, I don't really ever see any bad filters overall. So, or if they're out there, we don't know about them.
Yeah.
So,
but mostly you concentrate on what the oil is it brings it in, and apparently they come in all different colors, don't they?
Yeah. These are diesel oils. There's got some industrial oils in here. Those are probably gear oils. So,
most of them are black, though.
Yeah, black or brown, and there's different levels. We can kind of gauge how sooty a diesel engine oil is by looking at how black these tubes are. You know, this is a diesel engine oil with not much soot, and this is a diesel engine oil with a lot of soot.
Yeah.
This is a varnished automotive gas engine oil. This is a transmission that's messed up. You can see all these solids in here in the tube.
Wow, look at that.
That's a high level.
Check that out. That transmission, you're going to send that report out and tell them buy a new tranny then.
Yeah.
It's toast.
Yep. Yeah, we have to break that news every now and then to people.
Like, I'm so sorry to say, but start investing money in your new transmission.
Yep.
So this thing spins at how many thousands and thousands of RPM?
It's not that, that high, and how you measure it, there's something called a relative centrifugal force to do it. So I don't really know exactly what RPM that spins at, but we set it for a certain force. So, and that's how it works.
And then after these tests, then it's all done? The testing is done?
Yeah, that's basically the four main tests that we do on the oil.
And then the report goes to who? Who does those fantastic write-ups?
Who writes the reports? Yeah. We've got
a literary genius writing those reports, don't you?
Well, we've got several on staff that can do that. Yes, we've got about, I think, 8 or 9 separate report writers. So yeah, once all the data gets done in here, we accumulate it onto a computer, it gets entered into the database, and all that automatically, and from there we sit down and write the report. So.
Well, we better let this guy get back to getting dizzy, I guess. What is this thing here?
That's a water distiller. We distill our own water.
Oh, okay.
We use it for viscosity preheats and run it in the chiller for the spectrometer. So, and these aren't running right now, but that's really the only thing that makes it look like a lab.
Yep, it's all done right here, folks. Hold on a second. Okay, this is the people who process the kits when we request a kit?
Yep. When they come in, that's kind of a process all in itself. We've got a warehouse full of samples or sample stuff that we...
And all the bottles are there, and the label maker. And that's what he does. Packs, labels, and ships, right?
Yep.
It sounds like a fun job, too.
Sam he's an expert at this.
He's rocking out over here earlier.
Oh yeah.
Just in his own little world. And
tunnel vision.
I did show him how to pack those samples when they send them out, so hopefully get them in the same condition you want. But looks like you got a lot, and I had you guys ship me some too, so
okay.
Good. I forget how many. I don't know how many samples I've sent here, but I'm gonna say that I probably spent thousands.
Oh wow! Okay. Cool.
I mean, between me and it's
all right. Thank you.
I buy quite a few, at least $300 worth of samples, kits, prepaid, every 3-4 months.
Okay.
I've been doing this for years. Plus, I have other people that are sending stuff into me that on their vehicles too. So
Okay.
We definitely support you here.
All right. Well, we appreciate that.
MACTFORDEDGE is the name of the YouTube channel, if you didn't know. So you guys have to look us up and check us out on there.
Send me a link to this video.
I sure will. I'll get your email address. But didn't want to take up all your time, but I just wanted to get a good view of what Blackstone Labs is like.
Yeah.
And what you guys do here. I guess all the lab technicians are not here yet, right?
You just saw the lab technicians.
They're the ones that write those?
No, well, they test the oil. That's what we can say. Report writers are, they generally start at 9.
Oh,
We've
they
actually
got, the report bank writers work banker's hours.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the easy part then.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's different. There's, testing the oil is a more physical job, standing up.
Yeah.
Where, yes, writing reports is a sit-down job, but it's a lot more mental. You have to think about what you're writing.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the oil.
Get the data right. Make sure you do the interpretation.
And we do all different types of oils here, not just automotive stuff. We do aircraft, industrial, air compressors, differentials, transmissions. Anything's got oil in it, we test.
Yeah, I've even sent you guys antifreeze coolant for testing.
Yeah, we do a little bit of stuff on coolant. We don't do a spectral elemental exam, but we do freeze point and things that we've considered. pH.
Yep. See if it's acidic or alkaline or anything like that. Again, that's another important thing with the FORDEDGE Duratec, the water pump. And I promote keeping the coolant fresh and keeping the oil fresh, because that water pump on one side is getting the coolant to help lubricate it and keep it going. And those seals, they get acidic and they get destroyed. And then keeping the oil fresh on the other side for the bearings. So both of them are like working side by side with literally millimeters from each other, separating with the seal. So having,
team effort.
Yeah, if you fail on one, you're going to fail on the other. It all works together. But anyway, this is a great facility.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could come and see you. Just if you could give me a shout out here, MACTFORDEDGE, real quick. Say join MACTFORDEDGE.
Join MACTFORDEDGE. He knows what he's talking about.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is MACT. Like, subscribe, join to my channel. Also remember, both my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day from Blackstone Labs in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Remember, Mercy Girl's got a couple one-liners, and the Band of One has some great music. See y'all later. See, they're all waiting in the Suburban for me, and now we're gonna head on our way to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. It's surprise Kevin Messner at his house where he least expects it. Somebody's being funny in the car.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.